A single mountaineer traveling through India's Karakoram Mountains in 1928 comes across a shimmering sphere. He passes out, and when he wakes up, his hand has a scar and the sphere is gone. Today, a fast-moving asteroid has been found outside of Jupiter's orbit, and it is predicted to strike and wipe out all life on Earth. To create a survival strategy, the U.S. government quickly gathers a team of scientists, including Helen Benson and her friend Michael Granier. Suddenly, the object in Manhattan slows down and descends, revealing itself to be a massive spherical spaceship. Along with the military, Helen and the scientists arrive at the scene swiftly. Helen comes forward to greet an alien who emerges, but in the pandemonium, the alien gets shot. The injured alien speaks the command Klata Barada Nikto to stop the robot's protective reaction, just as a massive humanoid robot appears and momentarily disables everything nearby with a high-pitched noise. After taking the alien to a lab, the scientists discover that the creature's outer layer is a bioengineered space suit made of material like placenta that covers a human-like body. Following the bullet extraction during surgery, the entity rapidly matures into Klaatu, resembling the 1928 Mountaineer. Secretary of Defense Regina Jackson is informed by Klaatu that he is a messenger from a group of extraterrestrial civilizations who has been sent to Earth to discuss ways to prevent ecocide. 6. Klaatu flees and makes contact with Helen and her stepson, Jacob, after Jackson sends him to be questioned instead, assuring them that he needs to complete his task in order to save the Earth. Panic spreads widely as a result of the sphere's presence and lesser spheres that start to spawn everywhere. The robot blocks a drone attack that the military attempts to launch on the sphere. The robot, quickly given the moniker GORT, genetically organized robotic technology, is carefully enclosed by the military via non-weapons methods and sent to the Mount Weather subterranean base in Virginia. Mr. Wu, an additional alien who has spent years living on Earth, meets Klaatu. Wu informs Klaatu that, in line with Klaatu's experiences, people are destructive, unyielding, and unable to change. Mr. Wu does, however, also inform Klaatu that he plans to stay on Earth since he has come to love these people. In order to conserve animal specimens for eventual return to Earth, Klaatu commands the smaller spheres to gather them. He makes it clear to Helen that his goal is to prevent humanity from destroying the planet. Helen brings Klaatu to Nobel Prize-winning Professor Barnhart in the hopes of influencing him to reconsider humanity. They talk about how the Klaatu race underwent rapid, cooperative evolution to save their planet. Barnhart argues that since Earth is on the same precipice as humans, humanity ought to have a chance to realize that it needs to change as well. Jacob phones the police to come and take Klaatu into custody while the adults are chatting. The robot GORT changes into a swarm of winged, insect-like nanomachines that self-replicate and devour every object manufactured by humans as the military examines it. Before long, the entire building is consumed by the swarm, which then rises above ground to resume feasting. While Jacob and Klaatu flee on foot, Helen is taken prisoner by the troops. Jacob teaches Klaatu more about mankind as they travel. The secretary sends Helen to try to persuade Klaatu to reconsider his mind after Jacob approaches her and makes plans to meet at his father's grave. Jacob is devastated at the grave because Klaatu is unable to bring his father back to life. Klaatu is persuaded to halt the swarm by his growing observations of people when Helen and Jacob get back together. Granier manages to force the swarm to the Central Park sphere, but by then it has grown to enormous dimensions. Amidst the throng, Klaatu makes his way to the sphere and touches it just before his own body is devoured. As the enormous orb departs Earth, it deactivates the swarm, sparing humanity, but simultaneously turning off all electronics on the planet.